Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an update on the tile paint that we used in the laundry and guest bathroom of our house. It's been about almost 2 years now. So I'm pretty sure it was the end of October that can you hear Owen? I'm pretty sure it was the end of October when I painted the laundry and then I painted the bathroom just a couple months later. I want to say in the December, but I'm not 100% sure. Definitely October though for the laundry. I did a video on when I painted the laundry, which has had quite a few views lately, and a lot of people have been asking how the tile paint is holding up, you know, a year and a half later. So I thought I'd come on here and yeah, just let you know, show you what the tiles look like now, and so let you know what I think about the tile paint now that it's been a couple of years. So first of all, I painted the laundry first. I used the Rust-Oleum tile paint, and at the time when I did paint my laundry, they only had pre-tinted paint. So you had, I think, a choice of 3 different options: white, grey, and I can't remember what the third one was, but I'm pretty sure there was a third one. You couldn't actually tint the colour to whatever you wanted, whereas the White Night one, which is what I used to paint the bathroom, that one you could tint to the top. But I'm pretty sure now that Rust-Oleum have changed their paint, so you can have it tinted to whatever colour you would like. If you want to see when I actually painted the laundry, I will leave a link below and probably an annotation or something somewhere around here to go have a look, so you can see what it looked like when I was doing it and sort of the technique that I used and what I thought about it straight away. So have a watch of that if you want to. Otherwise, I'll show you what the tiles are looking like now. Like I say, it's been about 2 years, and I'll take you now to have a look at what the laundry and bathroom look like at the moment. Okay, so we're in the laundry, which was the first room that I did, which is the room as well that I did the actual video on. So I did the floor tiles and both the toilet and the laundry, obviously, and then the, what do you call it, the border tile on the wall. That was all painted with the tile paint the first time I did it. I had this rug down pretty much straight away. I think I put it in maybe a week after we got the tile paint done, just because the colour of the tile paint was really, really stark white, and it just made the room look really, really clinical. I mean, it's a laundry, so it's not going to look cozy or anything, but it was too white. So this is how the tile is looking at the moment. It's held up pretty much perfectly. It's been like 2 years now, like I said earlier, and there's only, I'll just find it, there's one little chip that I found down here. Right down here you can see it. That's the blue of the tile peeking through here and here. That I think is just oh no, that one's too. So these 3 little marks are the only chips that I can see, and they are, I mean, in comparison with them, they're tiny. You can't really see them if you're standing up. Okay, so you can hardly see them when you're standing up. They're really not noticeable. I think the fact that we have the rug in here has been part of the reason why it's held up so well, because when you walk in here, you pretty much walk directly onto the mat. The other thing I wanted to show you, I didn't mop this little area because I wanted to show you what the grout looks like when it gets dirty. So basically, because you've painted the grout, it's the same sort of finish as the tile, so it's kind of shiny. So when the dirt gets in there, obviously, which you can vacuum up and mop and everything, I mean, it comes off really, really easy. You can see the build up and everything. So you can see how easy I just wiped that away with my finger. So if I had a mop, or if I was, you know, doing this by hand, it would be really, really easy. And like I said, I didn't vacuum this area either, so a lot of it was just loose dirt that came up. So they're really easy to clean, and when you do, you know, get in there with a wipe or something, it's gonna come up really, really easily. So I just wanted to show you that, just so you could see what it was like when it was dirty. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. The toilet is pretty good as well. There is one chip, sorry, in the toilet as well. So just down here, there's a chip there. I'm not sure what caused it. Probably the vacuum cleaner, to be honest, because when you're vacuuming, you know, the vacuum cleaner is a hard surface, and if you bash it down quite roughly, then it is probably going to chip. Okay, so now the bathroom, which I didn't do a video when I painted the bathroom, so you might not have seen a before shot of this unless you watched my home tour. So in the bathroom, I painted the floor, the side tiles on the wall and surrounding the bath. I painted the inside of the shower, which wasn't the floor's tile, but the walls were like a laminate kind of finish. I think it's a laminate. I think you call it laminate. It was plasticky kind of thing. It must have been, no, fiberglass. The walls were fiberglass. So they also had a bit of, what do you call it, like mold or mildew in the cork, which I didn't replace. I just painted sort of over it. So it looks really bad in the corners, but that was there before that. And you couldn't sort of paint the actual cork because it's made of, you know, the silicone. It's silicone cork. It's not paintable or anything. So the black marks that you can see are mildew that were in the silicone cork before I painted. I also painted the bathroom sink unit. So the base part, which was wood, I painted that just using chalk paint, I think it was. And then the top, which is a laminate, and the sink is laminate as well. I used the tile paint to do that. So this paint had I did add some colour to it. I can't remember what the colour is called, but it was obviously some kind of white, but it was a bit more of an antique white, I'd say, than a flat white, which I really like. I prefer the colour of this white in here. It's not so stark. Now the wall tiles are perfect. You couldn't even tell that they are painted. You can see this mark here. That was because when I painted the wall above, up here, I drew paint on the tiles. It was so sad. And then I didn't want to sort of go too hardcore removing it. I didn't notice it was there until after it had dried. So we just live with that. Just pretend it's not there. So that's what that looks like. These tiles look great as well. This wall, again, you couldn't even tell that it was painted. It's really, really good. It's held up really, really well. The floor, again, pretty good. Pretty good. There's a few, like, because the grout is a lot thicker in here, you can see the grout lines are a lot wider than in the laundry, and they are they're more gritty than the laundry. Like, this is a part where it's not dirty, it's just where I didn't use a lot of the tile paint, so it's got a texture to it. There's no dirt there, it's just the grout showing through because I didn't use enough paint when I painted this area. The areas around the corners as well, same thing. Some of it is dirt, like this little part that's dirty. I need to get in there and really clean that with a toothbrush. And then up here, this is the only place that this is one of the only places. I found two places with chips in here. So this area, which I'm pretty sure I did straight away. Like, I don't think it was very long before I did that. You can see that's the colour of the tile that was underneath before I painted it. So it's not very obvious if you're just sort of like standing back here, but I know it's there, so it's definitely, I can definitely tell it's there. The other place is under the rug, which is not the rug, the towel, which is here. This is right on the grout line, and I think I did this with the vacuum cleaner again. And it's quite obvious because it's dark, so you could see. It looks, from afar, it looks like it's just a piece of dirt that needs to be vacuumed up, but if you get up close, you can see that it's definitely the grout that's showing through from the underneath the paint. This section here where you can see that it's darker, that again is just the grout texture coming through, where I didn't use very much tile paint there. But you can see the rest of the, and even here you can see I didn't use much paint here, and you can see the sort of colour from the tile coming through underneath as well. The shower, we've really only used a handful of times. We don't really use this bathroom for showering, so it's held up, it looks exactly the same as it did the day that I've done it. The wall tiles, you wouldn't be able to tell that they're painted, definitely. The floor is a little bit worse, but that's only because like I said before, the mildew in the silicone grout that's at the bottom. The rest of the bathroom is pretty much fine. The sink is where you can really notice it because it's something where you actually do look. Around the, I did paint the plug, which was really grotty. It really does need replacing, this whole unit. But yeah, for now, like I say, this is fine. This was what it looked like before. Like it's not, I don't think you're meant to use it with painting metal, but I did anyway. And it looked pretty much like that from day one. It's not great. And if I scrub it, it comes off a bit worse. So this is the area that you would notice it. The actual surface itself looks fine. Again, you can tell that it's been painted, I would say. It doesn't look like that's what it was meant to be. The surface turned out pretty good, but again, it's not perfect by any means. Plug looks terrible. And you can see in the bath, actually, that's what the plug hole looked like. So again, this is disgusting. Really needs to be replaced, haven't got around to it. But that is what the plug hole in the sink looked like when I tried to paint it. So that was never gonna work out very well for me either. So as you can see, they are holding up pretty well. It's been, like I say, 2 years. The laundry is kind of a high traffic area, but again, that rug that's in there does absorb a lot of it. Whereas the bathroom, we use the bath quite often. The kids will have a shower in the ensuite if they have a shower, but the bath gets used on a weekly basis. And then obviously when we have guests around, they use that bathroom to wash their hands after using the bathroom, that kind of thing. So it does get used. And there are a couple of little chips on there and marks that sort of I can't really scrub off because the paint would come off with it. In my opinion, the tile paint is a really good option if you have realistic expectations about it. It's not as durable as an actual tile that you could get laid. but it will definitely help you to update your house in the interim while you're waiting to save up the budget to be able to do a proper renovation. I would definitely recommend them. They're both, like I said, I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, the quality of both those brands is pretty much on par. I did notice a difference when I painted the bathroom, that with the bathroom one, which I know which was the White Knight, there was a primer that you had to put down before you put the actual paint down. That was a big difference that I obviously did talk about in the video that I did on the laundry, whereas the laundry paint, which was the Rust-Oleum, it was just the primer was in with the actual paint itself. So, oh, the other thing I wanted to say as well, the paint hasn't yellowed. I know I had a few comments on my video where I did the laundry that the paint will probably start to yellow soon, and I haven't noticed any discoloration at all. It's still the color that I painted it. So that might happen. I'm assuming it will happen eventually, but it hasn't happened yet. And I don't know if that's because as well, there's no direct sunlight that comes into those rooms. It's all, we have patios around the entire house. So, any light that comes through is filtered. There's no sun directly hitting those tiles. I reckon that would make a huge difference with the discoloration. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I would definitely recommend these if you don't have the budget to retile an area that you just can't stand. I could not stand the look of our bathroom or laundry room we moved in. It was really outdated. It really just needed a blank slate. And the plan is still to get those rooms retiled eventually. If you have any other questions about the tile paint, please feel free to leave them below and I will definitely answer them. Again, I'm not an expert in painting or anything like that or any kind of home renovation, but I just do what I can within my budget. So my budget's not huge. So I just have to make do a lot of the time. So that was the other thing. This was a really affordable option. Both options, I think I spent about $200 on the paint, painting the floors. So that was, for me, an affordable way to get those rooms to my kind of taste without completely having to fork out a lot of money. So yeah, overall, definitely recommend. Just be realistic about your expectations. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to be, you know, 100% real life tile. You have to really put in the effort when you are applying the tile paint. You can't just be slapdash and, you know, on your way, because you really do need to apply enough paint to each tile. As you saw in the bathroom where I did skimp a little bit, you can see the grout coming through. You can see the color of the tile underneath coming through if you get up close. If up from far away, it's fine, but if you know, are really a detailed person, you're going to notice that and that's going to drive you bonkers. But yeah, overall, definitely recommend. It's definitely holding up to my expectations. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, like I say, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will try and answer them as best I can. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you. I know when I was wanting to paint the tiles myself, I was looking everywhere for reviews, and there wasn't a lot at the time. I think there's a few more now. I think because now more people are aware that you can paint tiles using these products. So I think there's a few more videos out there now, but when I was looking for it at first, there was nothing. And also, I don't know that there's going to be very many videos that sort of show you what it's like 2 years on, or, you know, a good length of time on. So hopefully this was helpful for you if you're considering painting your tile. Again, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see more from me, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.